That's record. Good evening and welcome to episode 72. As always, we will start with our gratitude attitude. So, if you would please gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, relax your body. Take another deep breath. As you exhale, see all your stress melt away. Take one more deep breath. This time, completely let yourself go. Now, think of one thing that happened in the past week that you're thankful for. Once you have identified that, think about why you are thankful. And now let's set it free. If you're by yourself, say it out loud what you are thankful for and why. If you're with someone, tell it to each other. Okay. So we discussed in the past that this is the cycle of samsara, right? We are born into a certain realm, and once our time is up, here comes the death. And then we rinse and repeat. We start the whole cycle all over again. During our karma discussions, seems like eons ago, quite frankly, we talked about how the type of karma that ripens at the time of death dictates what life we came back into. This could be in a number of realms, including another human life, if you're lucky, or we end up in an animal realm, or hell, and so on. Animal, hell, and other are what are known as lower rebirths, meaning we are taking a step down from our human life, right? It's not as good as human life. So why are these realms are known as lower rebirths? There are a number of reasons. The first and foremost is that in these other realms, one does not have consciousness, meaning you are reactive all the time. Take an animal life, for example. An animal reacts to its environment. It's constantly worried about survival. There's no consciousness in an animal. They are not able to make a decision based on what's right and wrong. Another and more important reason is that as a human being, if we are human, it allows us to make progress towards our nirvana, our moksha, our mukti, right? Enlightenment, if you will. In other realms, we don't have that ability. It is said that it's easier for a human being to attain enlightenment than for an animal being to attain a human life. Think about it. If we understand this, hopefully we'll take step towards making sure that we don't go backwards, right? We don't go down and avoid non-virtuous actions. Because non-virtuous action or negative karma are the main reason we end up taking a lower rebirth. More negative karma we have created, the more chance of them ripening at the time of death, resulting in higher chance of lower rebirth. So if our heavy negative karma ripens, we end up as a hell being in next life. And this is about, what happens at the time of death. If our middling negative karma ripens, we come back as a ghost being. And if our lower negative karma ripens, we end up as an animal. Just knowing this, though, is not enough. We need to develop a fear of taking a lower rebirth as an animal or in the hell realm and so forth, right? And we talked about how fear is not a good thing. And I know this is a contradiction, but in this case, it's a productive fear, if there is such a thing. The fear developed of taking a lower rebirth allows us to take preventive actions today so that we don't get lower rebirth, right? If we stop or say reduce our negative karma, our chance of lower rebirth reduce. Why does that happen? Because it's just luck of a draw, right? If we had, let's say, 10 negative karmas, I'm just making it up, and at the time of death, those 10 show up out of 100 karmas, let's say, total. So you have 1 in 10 chances. But if you only had 5 out of 100, then you have 1 in 20 chances, right? So it increases your odds to come back as a human being. And there is no way to completely eliminate your chance of lower rebirth because we already committed negative actions in the past. But all it does is increase our odds of higher rebirth if we eliminate or reduce our negative karma. So that's the lesson. Object of our meditation today is this fear of lower rebirth. So during our meditation, as always, we'll first settle down in our hearts. Once we have found that peace, we'll begin to contemplate that when we die, we have no control over where we will end up, right? Depending upon the karma that ripens at death, we may end up taking a lower rebirth. If our heavy negative karma ripens, we'll end up as a hell being. If our middling negative karma ripens, we'll end up as a ghost being. And if our lower negative karma ripens, we'll end up as an animal. It is very easy to commit heavy negative karma. Just by squatting a mosquito out of anger, we can end up in hell. And we committed countless negative karma over the years, not in just this lifetime, right? But in previous lifetime as well. So any one of these karma has a potential to ripen at our death. Ask yourself, if we die today, where will we take the next rebirth? Once you contemplate this, hopefully you will have developed a strong fear of lower rebirth. And that fear is our object of meditation. And we hold that fear single pointedly as long as we can. So let's begin. I'll, of course, walk you through. Please get into your meditation posture, cross-seated position. If you are sitting in a chair, make sure your legs are straight, your back upright, shoulders leveled. Gently close your eyes. Keep your mouth just a little bit open. That way, any tension you may have accumulated in your jaws will dissipate. Put your palms in your lap, right over left. Thumbs gently touching each other. Now take a deep breath. As you exhale, relax your body. Take another deep breath. As you exhale, let all your stress melt away. Take one more deep breath. This time, completely let yourself go. Now, bring your attention at your nostrils. Feel the sensation of your breath. Feel the cool air as you breathe in. Feel slightly warmer air as you breathe out. Keep your attention at the sensation of your breath for about a minute or so on your own. Now, bring your attention at your heart. Imagine everything that happened before this moment melts into light and disappears. Things that not have yet happened are not real anyway. So it is just this moment. Enjoy the peaceful nature of this moment. Let this peaceful moment bring the next peaceful moment. Remember, there is nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just enjoy. Now, contemplate. If you were to die today, what will your next life be? It will depend on the type of karma that ripens at the time of death. If your heavy negative karma ripens, you'll end up in hell. If your middling negative karma ripens, you'll end up as a ghost being. If your lower negative karma ripens, you'll end up as an animal. It is so easy to create these negative karmas. Just by squatting a mosquito out of anger, we can end up in hell. We have created countless negative karma over our lifetimes. We should be fearful of ending up in a lower rebirth. Once you develop that fear, single pointedly hold on to it as long as you can. Now, out of that fear, make a determination that I must stop all my negative karma moving forward. Hold on to that determination for about a minute or so on your own. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Any questions? No questions? All right, I'll stop recording.